Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport over here at the Iowa 80 in Walcott, Iowa. Shut down here, did a reef 34. Took a Sherman there and thumped the tires and everything already. And I was talking to my brother Stevie K the other day. What's up, brother? Love you. And I was telling about what happened on this trip out. So I've been out for a little over a week. I got a job. I got a load out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, going to Great Falls, Montana. And I don't really like going into Montana, but it paid really well. And after I delivered, I deadheaded over to Kalispell. Picked up a partial going over to Springfield, Illinois. Paying well. Can't complain. But anyways, I'm sitting here at the I-80, and this is like big boy trucker territory, or turf, if you will. A lot of cattle haulers, flatbed oversized shit like that. So if you haven't been here, you need to come here because it's a cool truck stop. So they have 900 parking spots. I don't know. I haven't parked here 900 times, so I don't know. But anyways, so I'm en route to Montana. I get over to a rest area like 2:30 in the morning in Minnesota from Wisconsin. And next morning I wake up, thump the tires, and I'm checking my hub oil. And on this one wheel, I had to add some hub oil, but I didn't see it leaking anywhere. So I was like, all right, well, maybe it's been a long time since I checked it. So anyways, so then I get over to Fargo, North Dakota. There's Petro there, and we get with our factory company, OTR. If you're not with OTR, you need to get with OTR. And if you are going to OTR, tell them that Kurt from Time Machine Transport sent you. Great factory company. But anyways, if you fill up at TAs and Petros, and they got fuel discounts for Mavericks, all other places, but the biggest fuel discounts are for Petro and TAs. So there's Petro/TA in Fargo, North Dakota. Stop in there to top off the tanks because it's cheap. And they say their pumps are down. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I'll just go ahead and park and just wait. What can it be, a couple hours, whatever? So as I'm coming out of the truck stop, I look over at my trailer on the rear passenger side axle on the trailer, right side of the trailer. And I noticed one of my, those chrome caps, the ones that go over your hubs and your lug nuts and stuff like that, it's gone. So I walk up, I'm like, what the fuck? So I walk up and I'm like, oh shit. I got two lug nut studs broke off with the lug nut. I got, because the rims that we run steel inners for our trucks and trailers. So it's steel inner, aluminum outer, and we use aluminum outers. We paint them so we don't get any rust on the rims. I don't like rust. So because the rim is painted black, I could see right around the lug nuts where it's wore. And I'm like, oh shit, that's not good. I got a loose rim, and it's a bad rim now. And I noticed that the two studs are broke off. So I park, go inside the TA, the shop, and guy's like, nah, he said, we're only doing tire changes and oil changes right now. And he said, but we can't do anything because our systems are down. He said, however, I do have a mechanic, a guy that can do because I showed him the picture. He said, I got a mechanic that can do that, but he doesn't come until tomorrow until 8 a.m. I'm like, all right, put me on the list. So he does, and he calls me at 8, which I was surprised because I was just like, yeah, they're probably not going to call, but they did. So I pull in, guy's looking, he goes, yeah, he said, you're going to need a new hub. He said, the bearings are probably all right. Seal's obviously going to have to be replaced because they got to pull the hub. And you're going to need 2 new rims. and they found a bad tire, which I already knew the bad tire existed on the other side, on the left side of the trailer, front axle inner tire. I said, yeah, just go ahead and replace it. I said, it needs to be done. And I said, he said, well, we should probably do 2. I'm like, yeah, we should. Go ahead and do 2. Because if you don't know anything about that, if you ever have an old tire and you put on a new tire next to it, the new tire is more than likely, and I'm not a mechanic, I don't know, but it's more than likely going to wear a little differently or funny or whatever. So if you do one, you should do the other one. But if the other tire's good, which mine was, I just had them put it up on the deck. It still had 11/32 on the depth, so it's a good tire. So anyways, I'm like, wow, this is going to be fucking expensive. And so here, I'll show you. So I this is going to be a little bit of a lengthy video, because I'll tell you how we got some work done on another trailer flatbed at Sapp Brothers in Omaha, Nebraska, that they didn't torque down the lug nuts, and the tires flew right off the fucking trailer, right off the trailer. Heavy as shit, like 48 something on the deck, lumber, and it fucking just 2 brand new tires just fly, whoop, right gone. So anyways, I'll show you real quick. And so this is a little cold up, but not too bad. So we put the covers on there, right? Well, that's a good thing. They look cool. However, you can't really see if there's any wearing or anything in there, right? You can't really see that. So so I had these 2 tires on that side. So they just put 2 of them over here because the inner tire was the one that was bad. So this is what we had. So they had to do, I had them do a new steel inner, and then obviously a new hub. The brakes were new, so that didn't have to be done. And then I just told myself, so give me a steel inner and an aluminum outer. And that was pretty much it. So this trailer going from Green Bay to Montana, it here's the tire. It was a heavy load. It was like almost 48,000 pounds. It was like 47 something. So we'll just say 48,000 pounds. Well, this trailer is the one that we just, I did all the, and checked everything out, had the electrical, problems, blah, blah, blah. So it's our spare that's going on to the truck that I painted. So anyways, I couldn't see the wearing on the black rim from the lug nuts because of the covers. Now, this is my fault. I've done a ton of tires at our shop, tons, like literally tons, because tires and fucking rims are heavy. So taking rims and tires off, had my tire guy come, put tires on, then I put them back on, so on and so on. And I've never, and I know, shame on me, and here's the thing, I don't have to do these videos, but I'm a very transparent person. When I make a mistake, I let everybody know. Nothing wrong with being wrong. So our church, we belong to Faith Baptist, and on the marquee outside it says something like, some people hate the truth, or some people look at the truth as you hate it, or you hate them. But it's actually the ones that don't like the truth. It's actually the ones that hate the truth. It's something like that. Anyways, I just fucked that all up. So, but anyways, so I do it because I'm not perfect. And I never claim to be perfect. I have many flaws. I'm human. I have many flaws. So this vet that's staying at our shop, he helped me put the rims back on, and I had him impact the the right side of the trailer, and then I did the left, and I was going to check it, and I didn't. So I believe that was the problem. But however, it's on me. I don't. We don't have a big torque wrench. We got a smaller torque wrenches and other stuff that can torque down, other things. But I just never got a big torque bar to torque down the lug nuts. And I know, shame on me, but they're expensive. I mean, we got a lot of money in tools. And, the trucking industry, and then I was off for all the months or whatever the case is. But we've had that shop for years. So there's no excuse why I haven't gotten a lug nut torque wrench. Shame on me. I will get one now. So what happened was they weren't tight enough, and on the trip they got loose. And thank God that those wheels stayed on the trailer, and nobody got hurt, and I didn't, so that's this situation here. Having the wheel covers are nice. If you know that your shit's secure underneath there, I would have never have ever thought that would have happened to me. So let's rewind to and the reason I'm doing this video is because the shop bill for the 2 new tires, they had to pull the 2 off of this side where the bad tire was, and then I just had them take the wheels off of the bad hub back there and put them on this side. So to remove 2 tires, install 2 tires, and then I had them torque check all the wheels again to torque them down, because now I'm like super nervous, right? So torquing all four wheels, or all 4 areas, hubs, whatever you want to say. 2 brand new tires, a brand new steel inner, and a brand new aluminum outer. The new hub, the new seal, the installation, this, which I'm thinking this is going to be like $5,000 at a fucking petrol shop. But it wasn't. And I tipped the manager $20, and I tipped the 2 mechanics $20 each when they gave me the bill. It was $2,700. It was $2,765 and some change, I believe. And I was fucking grateful. I was grateful. I thought I was getting out of there, 5 shy. It's like, that's that. In my opinion, other people are like, holy fuck. Now, the other alternative was, if the guy couldn't have did it, the mechanic that was coming in on Saturday, I was just going to disconnect my trailer, leave it in the lot, and then take my tractor all the way home to the shop, like 600 and some miles. I was going to load up my impact, the compressor, my generator, or I was going to ask those guys if I could just, use one of their air hoses, and I could do it myself, get the hub, get everything I needed, and then drive all the way back 600 some miles, and then jack the fucking trailer up, and so on, and do it all myself. That was my plan B, believe it or not. That was my plan B, because I'm like, if they can't do it, all these other shops around here I already called when I parked. I started calling shops. Everybody's like, we're too busy, or we're not open tomorrow, or no, we're just not going to do it. So I was really stuck between a rock and a hard spot. So for me, thinking I'm going to spend $5,000 out of there, and then you get a bill for just over half of that, pretty grateful. I mean, I never thought I'd be fucking smiling, and I mean, instead of spending $2,700 and some dollars, I think I'd rather get booty plugged. I mean, for what it was charged. So, anyways, just wanted to show you that. The trailer's been maxed out on weight, so I'm super stoked about that, because this trailer is literally sat for, I don't know, we bought this one from a lumber company years ago, and it just sat. It was ready for another truck, but just never finished up the electrical and new brakes, stuff like that, just being busy and being on the road, right? And I'm not paying any more mechanics to come to the shop. It's fucking ridiculous. I could do a lot of it myself. But anyway, so I was really nervous going out with this trailer because of the, airbags maybe being dry rotted, brake, you know what I'm saying? Like just a lot of this and a lot of that. But it pulled fine. Everything's great. I'm blessed. So now we're going to rewind to, actually I was going to say that this trailer was sitting at the shop since, we bought this trailer in like 16 or 17. It's a Benson. Yeah, so this thing's been sitting for years, like 7-8 years maybe. So yeah, I'd be a little nervous, right? So now let's rewind. This was I don't even know how many years ago, on a different trailer at the shop. That was my trailer initially. And I stop at Sap Brothers Truck Stop in Omaha, Nebraska. That's their corporate office. And I was heading to Wisconsin with lumber. Actually, it was. There was lumber on the trailer. It was right before Thanksgiving. And I got a load of lumber and went from where, I can't remember exactly where I picked it up, but I remember leaving Sap Brothers like 2 o'clock in the morning because they took forever to do the work or whatever. And their assistant manager, this guy Bear, he was like the night shift shop manager or whatever. He was just something else. He did a lot of talking. But anyways, so I had him put 4 brand new tires on the right side of the trailer. I think they did a wheel seal that was leaking. Anyways, it was enough work, right? But it was all on the trailer. So they give me the bill, pay it, get down the road. I'm rolling through the night, get over into Wisconsin, and it's during the day now. It's right before Thanksgiving. It's cold as shit, and I'm up towards it was like Beaver Dam or Fond du Lac, something like that. And there was like a backup traffic area, and everybody came to like an immediate halt. So I hit the brakes. Like I said, I'm heavy, maxed out, and sitting there, and then we all start driving again. Come down the road, you can see it's all rubberneckers. They had somebody pulled over or something. So I start climbing gears, and as I'm rolling, I hear on the CB this other trucker saying, "Flatbed with the lumber on it, you just lost both your dualies." I'm like, what? And I can't see anything. I'm looking in the mirrors, but so I get to the next exit, and they had a real wide pull off. It was like an accident investigation site. I remember there was a Quick Trip gas station there, and so I get out, and sure enough, both wheels gone. Spindle is down like this, like just only maybe 10 inches off the ground. The axle spindle is. You can see where the hub, the brake drum was still on and the hub was still on, but all the studs and lug nuts were sheared right off. Obviously, that's why the 2 rims fell off. So I jump on the phone with Sap Brothers, and Bear, now it's in the morning, so he's still on duty, but it's daylight, and I just want to go and get this lumber delivered up in Wisconsin, get home for Thanksgiving, whatever the case is. And he picks up Bear, blah, blah. I say, "Hey, Bear," I said, "Dude, I literally just lost 2 of the brand new tires that you guys put on." His first response was, "Well, did you stop and get them torqued back down?" Not, "Is anybody hurt? Are you okay? Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Did you stop and get it torqued or checked? And I'm like, yes, I actually did. I stopped at a TA. I said that they were super, super busy. The guy says, yeah, I'll get to it in a minute. Just leave it outside right there. I go to the restroom, come back, and tell the guy, hey, we good? He goes, yep, good. All right. So obviously he didn't check it. He said, well, we're going to have to check the cameras. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you checked, man. I said, I was there. Anyways, now he literally was like, well, I'll have to call you back. So I knew at the time the general manager at the truck stop that ran the truck stop shop, and, well, not the shop, but he oversaw the whole operation over there, because that's their corporate office. So they have their president, vice president, CEOs, everybody's there. But this guy just ran the truck stop itself. His name's Mike. And I had some problems with Sapp Brothers before. They did a clutch for us in my truck, and we had problems with it. Then I had a coolant leak. They fixed one hose and just left the other, and I went down the road and the other hose popped. It was just problem after problem after problem. So Mike, the general manager, when he called me back, he goes, this is my personal cell. If you ever have any more problems, let us know. Well, as soon as Bear says, he pisses me off and says, did you torque him? Not concerned about the safety of the equipment or the public or myself, whatever the case. I don't give a fuck about myself, but at least, act like you care. So I call Mike right away, and he doesn't pick up, so I leave him a message. And not 2 minutes later, he got the message. He's like, what the hell, oh my God, Kurt, are you all right? Is everybody else all right? Is there an accident? I mean, he was very, very concerned. That's how Bear should have been, being a manager, whatever. And so I tell him I am a schoolyard snitch at this point, because I'm fucking livid at Bear. It's like, fucking teacher, Tommy's picking his nose again. Yeah, I was a schoolyard snitch. I was fucking livid. And I told Mike what Bear had said, and he's like, he said what? And I said, you can ask him. I said, I'm not going to BS you on this. So he's like, oh my God. So he says, I'll have Jeff, the shop manager, call you back. So Jeff calls me, and Jeff's like, oh my God, Kurt, I cannot believe this happened. So anyways, they're apologetic, they're this, they're that, and he's like, well, shit, man. He said, right before Thanksgiving and on the road like that, he said, man, this is there any way you can get it home or get it to your shop? I'm like, well, because he said a roadside service call is gonna be astronomical, and I'm like, no, I agree. I prefer not to do that. And I had already done some hub seal stuff like that at the shop. I mean, I was pretty new at stuff, but I was figuring it out. So sure, I'm like, all right. So I call my wife, ask her to come get me, and she says she'll be there as soon as she can. So I'm just sitting there in the truck. Truck's running. I mean, it's not, I'm not in like fucking immediate, I'm not in any danger. Everything had just happened. I'm in a safe spot. Thank God nobody got hurt. So on and so on and so on. So she shows up, my wife. Hi, baby girl, I love you. And I leave a note on the driver's side window I figure, in case state trooper comes or sheriff or whatever. So this is my number. You can look at the wheel on the other side. The wheels fell off. I'm heading home to get the parts, come back out, so on and so on. And we left. And I think that was like a Tuesday, I think. Wednesday, I think it was a Monday, because then Tuesday I was looking for parts, couldn't find parts, and I got a call from a 262 area code, and I just ignored it. Thought maybe it was a telemarketer or whatever, and I was on the phone with a parts person. I didn't want to put them on hold. So anyways, what happened was I never checked my messages, and it was a state trooper, Wisconsin state trooper, saying, hey, I'm by your truck. We just want to make sure everything was all right, but we need to hear from you or else we're going to have it towed. I didn't know this until the next day. So, I don't even think I knew it the next day. I didn't know until, so my brother Jose, what's up, brother? Love you, miss you. He and I had some parts at the shop. Nobody had the parts, so I had to strip another trailer of the hub, and I had it seal, and I had bearings. I had all that other shit new, but I had to take a hub off of another trailer that's the exact same trailer. So anyways, Jose and I, we load up my pickup truck, compressor, generator, all this stuff, everything we need. And we head out to where the truck was left. And we get there, and the truck and trailer are gone. They're gone. So I'm thinking, is this the right fucking exit? So then I drive down for a couple other exits, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, what is going on? So then I call the state troopers, and they're like, oh yeah, for that area the tow company is so and so. So I call them, they're like, yeah, we got it. I'm like, oh my God. So we had to turn around and leave. And I called Jeff at the shop at the Sapp Brothers. He's like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, no, dude. He goes, well, tell them to call us, we'll pay the bill for the tow. So they did. And my wife and I, because Jose wasn't available after that, my wife and I jumped in the pickup truck, and she went out there with me, because then she's going to drive the pickup truck home, and I'm gonna drive the truck and trailer home. So I asked the guy at the salvage place or the tow yard, hey, listen, can we just use your air hose? He goes, yeah, absolutely. So can we do the work in your yard? He goes, absolutely. So my wife and I went, and we went ahead and took care of everything. We put the hub on, the wheel seal. Put all the we went and got, oh yeah, when we were at our shop, I took 2 wheels as well off the trailer that we got the hub from. And I drove home, and everything was fine. Until I had to deliver the lumber. I had to go back up there, and I start driving down the highway, and I turn on to the Rock Freeway, which is I-43. And I can look in my mirror and I see like this smoke, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I pull over, and there's this guy in a 4-wheeler behind me. He literally pulls behind me. I'm thinking, what, did I fucking hit this guy or something? He literally jumps out of his car with a fucking big gulp. A big gulp. And he runs around to the wheel, and I'm like, what the fuck is this dude doing? And he douses the whole entire hub with a fucking big gulp. So I jump out of the trailer, and this motherfucker's on fire. I'm like, oh my God. So I grabbed my fire extinguisher, I put it out, and he's like, oh man, dude. He said, I'm so sorry. And he had just bought it from the gas station. And he goes, don't worry about the big gulp, man. He's like, I'll go back and he goes, I'm just glad that we got the fire out. Anyways, so now I'm sitting there, and I'm like, motherfucker. So I end up waiting for it to cool down. It looked like it was still intact, but I guess the wheel seal was fucking leaking like a sieve. It wasn't leaking when it was parked. It was leaking, when you're rolling. So I'm like, what the fuck, man? So now I got to literally do like 5 miles an hour with my 4-ways on back to the shop. And I'm just praying to God that this is not going to fall off again. So we get about 1 mile from the shop. I call my guy Jose. He comes out. He follows me. I love that guy, man. He and I have helped each other for years. But we get over to about 1 mile away from the shop, and it finally just, the wheels just bloop right off. So then my wife came out, and I said, fuck it, we're just gonna drive it like this back to the shop. Still had the lumber on it, and so we get back to the shop. I'm fucking done. I'm done. So the following day, or a couple days later, because of the holiday or whatever, I go ahead and take the forklift, and I take all the lumber off of that trailer, and I put it onto another trailer. Then I just take that one out to the delivery. And when I did a video of what had happened. So I'm going out to upper Wisconsin, up north Wisconsin. It's cold. And I remember shutting down at a brand new Quick Trip truck stop. Brand new. Fucking brand spanking new, man. Like a shiny coin. And parking lot's all fucking brand new paved. So I get there, because I'm only like, that was the only truck stop in the area where the lumber service was going to be, or the lumber delivery. So I'm idling the truck at night because it's cold. It's cold as shit. And I don't normally post-trip my truck. I do now. I fucking definitely do now. And I lay down in the bunk and I'm out. Get up at like 3 or 4 in the morning to get ready to leave to get to the lumber place. And right when I get ready and I sit in the pilot seat, my dash beep, and I have a digital dash in the Century class, and it says low oil pressure. So I immediately shut the truck off, and I'm like, what the fuck? I did a video on it. You can go back. I don't even know how many years ago this was, but it was quite a few years ago. I open the door and I'm about to get out, and I see this fucking lake. I'm talking a fucking pond of oil on the fucking brand new parking lot. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening, man? So I immediately pop over the truck. Now I have to step in the oil. Well, the oil had actually seeped out from the motor, and it was basically underneath the whole entire truck. Basically under the whole truck. I always get people that ask me, like, what is that thing up there? It's a jogging stroller for like mother or father with kids. They put the 2 infants in there. It's like a 3-wheel stroller, like an off-road stroller. It's for my bug out preps, because I have a bug out bag in here and other things and stuff like that. And if I ever had to walk out of a place, then I just have to put my heavy ass backpack or my water in that stroller and then just head down the road. So I get a lot of people, and I want to say it in other videos, but because right on top of that is my bug out bag, and then I have my tote for my dirty clothes on the top bunk. So anyways, I open the hood, and it's like, I mean, what was that old movie, the Hillbillies, Jed Clampett or whatever? It was like crude oil, black as shit, all underneath the truck. It was coming out from the sides. It was all the way back by the drives, and all the way to almost the front of the truck was a lot of oil, a lot of fucking oil. And so I'm like, what the? So I open the hood, whatever, but I'm looking around with my flashlight, and I see the compressor that mounts to the block in the front. This is a Detroit 60. So there's the air compressor's on the driver's side, and it's gear driven, and it goes to the motor of the truck. And I see part of a gasket like literally broke out of the compressor, and there's about a gap about yay big between the compressor and the block, and that's where the oil's fucking seeping out. Well, I had this, and I did a video on it. I had this, I wouldn't even call him a mechanic, he was a fucking turd. Greg Horsfall, my guy Cody Alexander. What's up, Cody? Love you, brother. Greg was a fucking monkey, man. I mean, this fucking dude was a monkey. And he had put that compressor in, and he must have never torqued it down, tightened it down, and just over the months it just loosened up, and then I don't know what happened, but it just gone. And so I was able to take my socket set and fucking tighten all the bolts down. They were all fucking loose. So I cranked on them, and I was like, fuck, man, I gotta get the oil. So I go inside to the Quick Trip. There's this young dude in there, like, because now it's probably like, I don't know, 5 in the morning maybe. And I got this dude next to me. When he sees me with the hood open, he goes, whoa. he he didn't even know what to say, man. He just looked at me and just said, "Whoa." I was like, "Yeah, fucking whoa is right there, player." So, anyways, so I go inside after I tighten it down, and I'm just like, dude, I have a major fucking oil leak out there. And I said, do you have like some cat litter or some sand, anything? I said, he goes, oh, no, that's okay, man. Don't worry about it. I'm like, dude, it's a big area, man. And I got to do something. Nah, man, don't worry about it. Dude, it's just, I don't know if he just got done smoking some weed. He was like, nah, man, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. So I'm like, because now because the truck it's low oil pressure. And with the amount of oil I see on the oil slick I see on the fucking parking lot, I'm like, I'm down gallons. Fucking people don't know. I mean, semi typically takes about 11 gallons of oil. So I asked the kid, I'm like, hey, where's your oil? So he points me back, and I think they had 4 gallons. Yeah, I think they had 4 gallons. And I said, is that all you guys have? You guys don't have any in the back? I said, because I'm going to need more than this. And he goes, oh, that's a lot of oil. Just the look on this dude's face. Oh, man, that's a lot of oil. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's a lot of fucking oil, man. So, and he says, and you need more? I'm like, yeah, man, I fucking need more. And they didn't have it. So you would think that the guy or the kid, young man, whatever, would have been like, so that's all the oil you have on the ground? It's a lot of oil, right? So, but he didn't. So I take the 4 gallons I have, go out to the truck, put it in, and I think I had another, I think I might have had an extra gallon in my box. So whatever I had, it was like 4 or 5 gallons I put in. And I go and I check the dipstick. It don't even touch the dipstick after like 5 gallons. It didn't even touch the fucking dipstick. But I'm like, holy fuck, man. So I Google, and I got oil all over the fucking truck. So when and this is why it's important to post-trip your truck, is because had I seen it on my post-trip, I could have obviously did something about it ASAP, right? And I would have seen that my whole headache rack and trailer were fucking doused with oil. Because as you're going down the interstate, the shit's spraying all over the place. And so now I'm like, fuck, man, I can't go to a fucking delivery leaking oil all over their fucking parking lot. So now I got to find a truck stop. And I got to get the fuck out of Dodge before these motherfuckers call like the EPA on me or whatever. And, but I like I said, I told the kid, hey, I need something. I got a big ass oil spill out there. But he was just like, nah, man, don't worry about it. So I was able to find a truck wash / shop or / truck stop, a little bit out of my way. Started the truck. The oil pressure was up to where it needed to be. There was no oil, low oil pressure light on, or beep. So I leave, and I can see, because now I got to drive through the oil to get out of the parking lot. I can see this fucking trail from where I parked all the way out the exit, man. Like, that's okay. It was like that's where the scene of the crime was. I never heard anything from Quick Trip. Never heard anything from the police. I'm sure they probably, looked on their cameras and saw me go to the kid and point out to the thing. And so they probably were like, well, I don't know. I still don't know. I don't know why. I mean, it was a lot. But if you go back in my later videos, you'll see how much fucking oil was on the ground. It was a lot. So anyways, get over to the truck stop. They had a case of oil, so I bought it. Went inside, fucking, they washed everything great. It was really, really, they did a great job. And I topped off the oil, made my delivery, didn't get oil on the customer's fucking property, went back home, took care of business. But yeah, so anyways, so and it was all, I don't think it was from the two wheels falling off that's why the compressor was, loose. It had been loose for some time. I mean, and I don't know. I had never seen any kind of oil leaks anywhere. Long story short, man, I have learned so much now in this industry that, I like my buddy AB Fast Rabbit. What's up, brother? Love you too. And, he'll call me all the time with any problems he has or whatever. And it's not that I could figure out anything. It's kind of, you're kind of force-fed things that you have to do in this truck. But anyway, so I know this video is long enough, but that's a truth, man. The fucking wheels, we tried finding them. We were driving down the country road, never found them. They were gone. They were gone. In the end, Sapp Brothers they're a very, very, they're a great company, great truck stop. They're men of their word. They reimbursed us for the clutch, for the coolant leak, we bought tires, rims, hubs. I mean, it was a lot of money, the check that they cut us. And they said, they were really sorry, all this stuff. So I have nothing but great things and great support. And we stop at Sapp Brothers still for fuel. So if you ever have a problem, learn how to do stuff yourself, man. And shame on me for not torquing down those wheels. But when they checked the other ones, the front one on that side was also a little loose. It wasn't rubbing, but it needed to be torqued. He said you would have had nothing but problems with that one if you kept going. So, it's my fault at the end of the day. I should have checked when Chris did his side, the passenger side with the impact, and I didn't. And I should have. So these are things that happen all the time in trucking, man. All the fucking time in trucking. So anyways, I got to get on down the road. I'm like 3 hours from Springfield, so I got to get over there and deliver tomorrow. So I'm done screwing around. I've been lazy these last couple of days because I can't deliver till tomorrow. So, yeah. Oh, and another thing, have your paperwork in your truck fucking spotless. I had a level 3 in South Dakota I passed, but there was, the officer, like, give me your binder or whatever. Don't give a cop or a fucking inspector, a manila folder with coffee stains and your paperwork's all fucking crumpled up and missing or whatever the case is. That really is going to make you look bad. So make sure you got everything in a binder. Anyways, I'm done yapping here. I hope you enjoyed the truth. And please like and subscribe to the channel. Ciao.